Oh my god. Hello everyone, I am currently driving from Kanyakumari to Tirunaveli. It's about an hour and a half away. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, I bought a motorbike about a month ago now, and I've been driving around driving around India. From Kochi, I've got an Avenger 220cc motorbike. It's so old. Speedo doesn't work, the indicators don't work, a lot of the things on it don't work, but you know, it still runs fine. It's done some serious kilometers. It was bought in Delhi and driven all the way down to the south. And now I have it, and it's amazing. Like, it's the first time I've actually owned a vehicle in my entire life, and it just, the freedom that comes with it is so good. And you know, getting to a place and just having your own bike ready to explore the surrounding area is unmatched, honestly. And you're also saving so much money. I mean, petrol is quite expensive here, but you know, you can hire a scooter for like 600 rupees a day. This bike cost me just over 20,000 rupees, which 200 quid, that is an absolute steal. But you know, one thing is, you know, I've driven a scooter all over Asia, but India is kind of different. Like, it's just chaos. You know, there's people driving on the wrong side of the road, there's cows in the road, there's dogs running out in the middle of the road. It is, you have to pay full attention, and what you got to understand is, like, the laws of the road are kind of different. I mean, in that there's not really any laws. I mean, there's people going round the wrong way, roundabouts. There's people literally just, I mean, most people don't even have wing mirrors, so you've probably heard about how common it is, the use of the horn in India. And the reason for that is, you know, if you're overtaking someone that doesn't have mirrors, how are they going to know you're there unless you give them a little honk honk? So yeah, I mean, it takes a little bit of getting used to. But, you know, so far, I've been having a great time. You know, I mean, it is always a little bit sketchy, but you know, you just make sure you're not driving like super fast, giving yourself plenty of space. If you're hiring a scooter, ensure the brakes work. Usually the speedo doesn't work, but you know, if you're using Google Maps, it'll tell you your speed. Oh my god, the view is absolutely insane right now. Like, there's some mountains, trees. I'll have to take a little bit of a video of that. I'm going to pull over actually, because look at this absolute lovely view. Oh my gosh. Like, this is the best thing about having a motorbike here. Like, I can just stop whenever I want. You wouldn't get this on the bus. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful view.
If you're enjoying this video, please don't forget to give me a like and a subscribe.
And yeah, that's really just stop wherever you want and do what you want. Obviously there's risks associated with it, but for me it's totally worth it. I find it way less stressful than using any form of public transport. Like, it's because, you know, public transport, you have to get up, get somewhere at a certain time. You could be late, you're not entirely sure, you're feeling a lot of this anxiety and unease. But you know, as someone with ADHD, like, it's good to be in control of my own time and know that I'm not going to get stranded somewhere. I'm going to be able to do what I want. So yeah, I'd highly recommend doing it if you know how to drive a motorbike, which is actually really easy to learn. I learned how to drive a motorbike in India actually, which is kind of crazy. But you know, once you get used to it, it's no different than driving a scooter. And I actually really enjoy driving in India. I feel way less anxious than when I'm driving at home. That's mainly because there is the lack of rules and you don't really feel like you're doing anything wrong. No, I've not seen like really any instances of road rage here. Like, you just honk and, you know, people kind of understand, you know, it's busy, everyone's got somewhere to be. Yeah, let's continue. Oh, shit. Left my stand down. Yeah, it's kind of funny as well, drive, like, when you're in the big cities or like towns, I guess, nobody really bats an eye at you, but as soon as you leave and you're out on the road, every single person's turning their head towards you like, what the hell is that person doing here, like, on a motorbike? It's kind of funny. It can be a bit overwhelming, especially having ADHD, like, being perceived by so many people and people staring at you and wanting to take pictures of you, but also it's kind of fascinating because that just would never happen in our culture. Like, if you saw someone from a different country, you would even assume that they lived in the UK, and it is kind of nice because people will go out their way to help you, especially with the motorbike and stuff. So when I first got it, a funny story was so that it needed a new tyre, and I just got the bike. I was still not very good at driving it, and I was like, where am I going to get a new tyre? I don't even know anything about motorbikes. So I was driving around. I asked this guy, where can I pump up my tyre? I thought I just needed a bit of a pump up. I think I had a puncture, and it was really flat anyway. So down the road there's this spot there where you can go. So pulled over, and it's just these two deaf Indians. Like, there's quite a lot of deaf people in India, and there's me trying to have a conversation with them about, I need a new tyre, what kind? And obviously they can't speak, so they're just like kind of like making symbols with their hands, and I'm like, okay. So he's like, get on the back of my bike, basically gesturing to his bike. So I'm sat on the back of his bike, like, where am I going here? Like, am I going to get robbed? Seems a bit sketch. But this guy starts driving me around all of these bike shops in Kochi, like trying to find me a tyre, all this. I'm like, I'm still going to get super ripped off. He's going to like try to take some of my money or something. But anyway, he doesn't. We go back, pumps up the tyre, puts a new tyre on, only charges me for the air, which is like only 200 rupees. So I gave him a tip. Him and his mate a tip because they were legends. Like, they were so nice, and they really helped me out. And you know, you just wouldn't get that in the UK. Like, if I had a problem with my car and I pulled over to some random blokes on the side of the road, they're not going to be driving me around to find a new tyre, are they? And I guess that is part of that is due to white privilege. Like, you know, other Indians might not get the same treatment, and they're probably more likely to help a tourist because we don't really know what's going on. But still, it's so lovely to see. And going back onto the talk about driving, is at first it was very overwhelming, and I haven't really driven in many big cities, but driving, especially in Kerala, the roads are actually really good, like surprisingly good. And I think India receives this big negative image of like, oh, it's a shithole. But in my experience so far, it really, I mean, there is a lot of, oh my god, I'm just getting distracted by the view. There is a lot of poverty, but at the same time, you know, it's very similar. Like, humans are the same, really, wherever you go. I mean, you've got all these cultural differences, but the people are just people. It's it now, but driving at first is extremely overwhelming. Like, there's so much noise, there's people coming from every direction, like there's just random shit in the road, like cows, I mean, holes in the road, people driving, like this guy's driving the wrong way down the road right here. Oh my god. A dog just ran out in the middle of the road. Like, stuff like that can be, you just need to be aware, like, don't be absolutely going as fast as you can, because that's just so dangerous. Like, I mean, at home, yeah, you keep your distance, you can brake, but here there's certainly unexpected things that could happen. About, how long have I got? About 80-kilometre drive today, not too bad. I only stayed one night at the last place in Kanyakumari. I mean, there's not really that much to see there. It's basically just the most southern point in India, so I thought it'd be interesting to see and breaks up my journey through Tamil Nadu a little bit. I don't really know what's in this next place. I've been to some temples and stuff. I just really, ideally, I'm wanting to go to somewhere called Rameswaram. And Rameswaram is, I mean, I know there's a little bit of like a Hindu legend about the place, but there's like a temple in the sea and there's like a bridge built out into the sea, and I just thought, that is a really cool place to drive. Like, it's super long, I think it's like over 20 kilometers long bridge into the middle of the sea. Like, I can't not do that. So that's my plan. I mean, that's a long drive for me, but I'm working my way up through Tamil Nadu, and I think I'll be heading over to Karnataka, because I'm actually quarter Indian and I have family that live there. So it'd be really nice to visit them and maybe have a bit of a change from staying in a hostel. Get to know them a bit better and explore some of my family ancestry. But yeah, I will keep you updated on the travels, and yeah, share some stuff about the roads. Maybe if anyone wants to learn about, you know, riding a bike, especially in India, like how to keep it maintained, what you need, what paperwork you need, all this kind of stuff. I'm going to enjoy my ride and put on a bit of music. So take care.